Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel XAT turning problems into solutions. This is me Priyasha and today we'll be having session number 12 on the RCs. Good afternoon Setu, hi Anu, hi Amritesh. Okay, so we will get started, and since I have shared the RC late with you, so just given you 3 questions and a small RC, but definitely a CAT level RC for you people. Okay, so we will be checking it forward. How is it, like what all things we have to keep in mind when we come across these kind of RCs. And yes, one more RC, I was planning to give that in today's session only, which was really a nice RC, but I thought that it would be somewhere around a little difficult to cope up with these two together. So that's why I am keeping that for the next session. So next Tuesday, we'll be having that small RC, tiny RC, 3 questions only, but a nice one, like something which will challenge you and your understanding of RCs. Good afternoon, Chayan. Hello, G's. Welcome to the session. So, let's get started. We will be starting off with the first paragraph. And as I said that you people should tell me your understanding of the passage. So, did you get some time to read through the passage, or you did not read the passage at all? Because I just wanted to know if looking at this just like just the way it's visible on the screen, do you think you would go for this passage? You would attempt this passage in the first round? Hi Ankit, good afternoon. Welcome to the session. You have read it, Amritesh? Great. No problem, Setu, if you have not read it. So, what do you think, Amritesh? What will you call this? Easy, moderate, or difficult? No, I will never. You will never attempt this in the first attempt. Okay. That's an honest answer. Good. Okay. Fine. See, there's no problem in doing that. Okay. मैं नहीं करूँगा इसे. Good. Difficulties. Fine. Totally fine. Absolutely acceptable. Moderate to difficult. That's good. See, and meanwhile, Setu, you can have a quick look. Not read through the entire passage. Just go through the keywords. And yes, one thing I would like to tell you people before I actually get started with the session is, see, this is very essential for your preparation. This I am saying you keeping in mind my preparation. Okay. Yes, इसमें सिर्फ 3 questions ही है अंकित. And something which I was telling you people is over here related to not only just to RCs but your entire preparation, just a motivation and a gyan for you people, that no matter what happens, no matter how many wrong answers you give, or no matter how difficult a question might appear, please accept the fact that you were not willing to do that, or you did not do that, or you did a mistake in it. The major problem which we all face during our preparation is 3 things. Number one, we think that we can't do it alone. हमसे ही बस नहीं हो रहा है, बाकी सब लोगों से हो जा रहा है. Okay. नंबर वन, ये एक बहुत बड़ा मिसकंसेप्शन है विच इज अ वेरी बिग डीमोटिवेटर फॉर यू पीपल कि बस मैं ही नहीं कर पा रही यार. मे बी यू माइट नॉट से दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ अदर्स, but somewhere when you're alone, when you're practicing, it might come to your mind when you're giving mocks and you're feeling like बाकियों का तो बन गया, मेरा ही नहीं बना. This is not the truth. आप तो उस रेयर 40% में से हो जो मॉक्स देते हैं. Still there are 60% people who don't take mocks seriously or don't even enroll into mocks only. So उनसे आपने कभी अपनी कंपैरिजन की? कभी तो नहीं की. आपने तो बस उन चैंपियन से की जो कि एटलीस्ट आर डेयर डेविल्स टू टेक अ मॉक. ओके, सो ये डीमोटिवेशन कभी अपने अंदर मत आने देना दैट यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू इट अलोन, अदर्स आर एबल टू डू इट. Second thing, be it a RC or be it a DILR passage, you are supposed to just get the concept out of it. पहले उसको समझो. And yeah, one more thing, if you are initially starting off with the preparation, जैसे RCs भी initially अभी start किया है to get the CAT level RCs, और DILR के sets भी अभी start किए हैं. सो दिस इज समथिंग नो वन विल टेल यू, बिकॉज लोगों का मानना है कि अगर आप आंसर सोल्यूशन देख लेते हो तो that's all, okay, but like you are not you, this is not the way you should prepare and things like that. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This is not the truth. This is a myth that if you see the answer solution you will not understand anything, and that is not your learning. If you don't try, of course you try yourself. Suppose you get a question on LR, okay, DILR only, and you are not able to figure that out, okay, fine, no problem. You spend 5 minutes with it, you spend 10 minutes with it, नहीं बन रहा कोई बात नहीं, solution देखो. Solution ऐसे समझो जैसे आपको किसी को समझाना हो. And once you do that for a couple of questions for a period of time, let's say 1 month, you would know what the examiner keeps on repeating in all the questions. कहीं ना कहीं आपको वो common point मिल जाएगा. Understanding the thing. So इसीलिए don't think that watching the solution or analyzing the solution is anywhere a wrong thing to do. Okay, so that's point number 2. And point number 3 is please believe yourself. देखो ये थोड़ा motivating लग रहा है, but this is true. Believe in yourself that you will be able to do it. Okay, this is conquerable, this is achievable. Until and unless you have that feeling in yourself कि मुझसे होगा, you can't do that. ये सबसे important चीज है. Okay, so you have to be positive in your attitude when you are solving the question, and at the same time don't be in such a mood कि अरे ऐसा क्यों नहीं है, ये आंसर क्यों नहीं है. ये देखो, क्योंकि when it comes to decision making type questions, direct decision making questions in that, or these RCs which have options very close to each other, don't fight over the fact that why they have not accepted A as the answer. Try to understand what was the fine line of difference between A and B, and why is B the right answer. That's the correct approach of learning. बाद में लड़ना, जब एग्जाम दे दोगे ना और फिर जब उन लोगों ने कह दिया कि A नहीं B आंसर है, तब आप मेल कर सकते हो, एंड देन आपके पास फुल प्रिविलेज है कि आप लड़ो. बट जब आप लर्न कर रहे हो, सो ट्राई टू अडेप्ट. दिस इज वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच यू पीपल शुड लर्न बिफोर you actually get into any B school. Adaptation is a very important thing. It's not just about B school, it's about your work culture also. You have to be a change maker, that's correct, but at the same time you have to adapt to the environment as well. तो अगर आपको लग रहा है कि ये लोग B को ही बार बार आंसर क्यों ले रहे हैं, like similar kind of questions में, तो आपको वो देखना है कि what's the connection between them. That's how you people will start learning in the process. And इस process को आपको enjoy करना है. I know you have to make a timetable and you have to be very rigid to it. Of course, you cannot achieve wonders without being strict to your timetable. But at the same time, इसको don't take it as someone has given it as a burden on your head. Take it because you want to do it, because you want a bright future for yourself. ओके ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. आई नो दिस इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू योर आरसी एनीवेज जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, बट स्टिल जस्ट अ पॉइंट ऑफ नोट. ये आपको याद दिलाते रहना जरूरी है, बिकॉज एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू माइट फील डीमोटिवेटेड, सो इट्स फॉर दैट टाइम. ओके, अनु अगर मेरा एक भी क्वेश्चन हो जाता तो मैं बहुत खुश हो जाती हूँ. बिल्कुल, ये बिल्कुल एटीट्यूड रखना चाहिए अनु. दैट विल मेक यू हैप्पी थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस. ओके, very good, Setu. Hi, good afternoon, Jaideep. Okay, let's get started now with the first paragraph. So, as you people found out the paragraph to be moderate to difficult, you are absolutely true. It's absolutely correct. भले ये question सिर्फ, it will only carry 2 questions in it, 3 questions in it. You have to just do 3 questions. तो लगता है कि it's easy. Okay, passage का size भी small है, right? But this is difficult. Moderate to difficult passage. Okay, let's see how we will be able to do that. And as Setu pointed out, words and then that mind blowing emoji. Yes, unnecessarily यहाँ पर कुछ ऐसे words use किए गए हैं जिसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो when you come across these kind of passages, let's read the question. Do not read the options, as I have told you in all the RCs. Don't read the options, just read the question and determine whether it's fact based or inference based. So, which of the following is the reason for the scientists to withhold the research findings? Okay, withhold the research findings. Okay, fine. Looks like a fact-based question only. can have a bit of inference in it. Now, what is the author's view on the quality of papers published in the famous journals? Author's view can never be fact based. It can be associated with some keywords from the passage, but not exactly fact based. So, this is more of inference and slightly fact based, just with respect to some keywords. Now, question number 3. Why does the author appreciate the repository launched by the GATE Foundation? Why is the author appreciating it? Of course, there will be facts associated, little bit of inference also possible, but I'll take it as a fact based question only. Okay, so now it's time for us to go and read the passage. It will not take a lot of time. Most probably our session will be a smaller session only, because only 3 questions are there in a smaller passage. But yeah, understanding might require some time, and itna question ka understanding aapko zarurat bhi nahi hai in the real examination. Okay, it's just for the sake of reading and practice what we are doing it right now. Say to related to LF, yeah, the things which I'm saying, see, I am not just focused on finishing the syllabus. ये कोई मैं कोई कोचिंग सेंटर में आपको नहीं पढ़ा रही हूँ जहाँ पे मुझे अपने मुझे मेरा पूरा फोकस सिर्फ आपके सिलेबस कंप्लीट करने पर है. मेरा फोकस है द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु आर लर्निंग हियर शुड कन्वर्ट देयर ड्रीम कॉलेजेस, एंड फॉर दैट you need to be consistent in your preparation, and for that I need to keep reminding you of these things. That's what a mentor actually does. Okay, so starting off with the first paragraph, science advances fastest when data and conclusion are shared as quickly as possible. Yet, again a structured word, so where's my highlighter? Yet it is common practice for the medical researchers to hoard results hoard means stop, wait, okay, the results for months or years until research is published in an academic journal. Even then, the data underpinning a study are often not made public. What's the problem here, or what are we talking about in the first paragraph? See, generally the first paragraphs are the most important paragraphs of any passages, because they introduce us to the main idea or the main theme about which we are going to talk in the entire paragraph, okay, or the passage. So that's why the science is advancing fastest when data and conclusions are shared quickly. Okay, thank you so much, Jaideep. So over here, if you find this out, that the major thing is that we will be only able, okay, one more type of thing. Tell me, how many of you have ever read a Shakespeare book, even in the school? Like, I'm not sure if you're from CBSE background or ICSE background. ICSE ones are definitely have read Shakespeare books in standard 9, 10, 11, 12. But for the CBSE ones, if any CBSE person is right there, can tell me that if any Shakespeare work was taught to you or not. Setu has learned it. Okay. So, okay, CBSE. Ankit also, great. All right. So, you have read sonnet. Okay, great. So, over there, see that Old English was used there. I'm not comparing this English with Old English, but just trying to say you that this passage will not be judged grammatically. See, it's a little different way of representing English. I will show you many places, okay, like science advances fastest when data and conclusions are shared quickly. The other way of which we write in general English is data and conclusions when shared quickly would lead to science advancing faster as compared to before. This is the general English we read across newspapers and things like that. Okay, fine, Anu. Latin language थी. Very good. चलो ठीक है. So what I wanted to say you is that in any passage, if you come across this kind of a different English, उसको बस यूं ही मत छोड़ देना just because it's not a part of your generally read English, okay? The meaning will still remain the same. And ये सारे कुछ key factors होते हैं जो हर mock creator या हर question paper setter use करता है. They try to fool the audience by giving you these kind of things, जहाँ पे लोग पहले ही अटेम्प्ट में लाइक 70% लोग इसको राउंड 1 में छोड़ देंगे, 80% लोग उसको राउंड 1 में छोड़ देंगे, बिकॉज उनको लगेगा कि ये तो कुछ अलग ही टाइप की इंग्लिश है, अभी नहीं पढ़ते हैं. ठीक है. Okay, Shishita, PDFs are there in the like for this PDF of the RC you're talking about, it's right there in the description box. And for the other videos on my channel also, where I have written a PDF in my title, you will find it in the description box itself. And other than that, you will find more or less other PDFs in the Telegram channel. Okay. Okay, so over here, coming back to the question and coming back to the paragraph, we are talking about the journals, how we are dependent upon any journal being published, okay, or any research work being published. Only then we will use that data, or we will use that conclusion. All right, so that's the first paragraph notes we have. So let's quickly take a note down from here. This is session 12, right? Yeah, so this is the first paragraph I have. Let me just adjust that. First paragraph. Thank you, Rishita. Okay, so the first paragraph will be talking about how research is dependent on being published in journals. I'm writing all of this because in future, if you read this, you should remind yourself of it. Okay, how it's dependent on journals. And see, this idea itself is enough for you to understand that we are dependent because the data and the conclusions are not reaching the general public. Okay, 2 hours is minimum to attend to get. Of course, Jaideep. Of course, that too 2 hours is, if you're saying, then you need 100% accuracy. Come on, Jaideep. Okay, I mean almost close to 100% accuracy. So yeah, of course, more than that. Aim never. Okay, and one more very serious thing. If you people have seen my last year shorts and videos related to number of questions attempted and such like that, I've always been saying this 110 times that do not keep any number in your head and go. You are you are capable of attempting more. आप पहले से ही अपने आप को 2 पे फिक्स कर दोगे तो अब थर्ड वाला योर माइंड विल नॉट अलाउ यू टू डू दैट इन द एग्जाम. ओके, सो नेवर कीप अ नंबर फिक्स्ड इन योर हेड. The incentive to withhold the findings is powerful. Oh, I should not underline. The incentive to withhold the findings is powerful. Journal papers are the de facto measures, the proofs of scientists' productivity. So journals किस चीज का proof है? Scientist की productivity का proof है. To win the research money and get promoted, scientist needs to acquire an impressive list of publications. यानी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें उन्हें research paper में लिखना होगा. I'm not aware if you people are knowing this or not, but if you are doing any masters or if you are doing any PhD, you are supposed to publish these things in your work or your research in the publications, journals, and things similar to that. Yet, the delays in disseminating the knowledge have the capacity to do the real harm. समझ पा रहे हो क्या हो रहा है इस पैसेज में? हिंदी में समझाऊं आराम से, प्यार से. ऑथर सिर्फ ये बोलना चाहते हैं कि हम लोग जर्नल्स का वेट करते करते बूढ़े हो जाएंगे. वी पीपल विल एक्चुअली we are lagging behind in getting the real knowledge from the scientists who are working on the research paper, and there is a huge delay. Why? Because whatever they found as a research and they have added it in their paper is reaching us after a real long time, because it takes time for others to review their work, then to publish it in the journals, and consequently the normal audience is getting the scientific work after a really long time, only after it gets published in a journal. Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Anu. Okay. So ये बात है total context. This is the complete context of the entire RC. Okay. Yeah, I will surely do that, Hirshita. Don't worry. Okay. Otherwise मैं ना and retain भी नहीं होता. नहीं, कोई बात नहीं ऋषिता. I'll surely work on that. But currently जो क्या है ना, अभी videos थोड़ा बंद इसलिए क्योंकि I'm currently getting admitted into XLRI Jamshedpur. So that's why it is a little hosh posh right now. It will continue for a month or so जब तक classes normalize नहीं हो जाती. एक बार मुझे मेरा रूटीन पता चल जाएगा कि मुझे किस किस टाइम में क्लासेस लेनी है और कब कब कहाँ एक्टिव रहना है, then I'll surely be very regular with my shorts and videos. Yeah, you can join the Telegram group, Rishita. There you will be getting ample amounts of quizzes and things related to VA and other topics as well. तो वहाँ आपकी प्रैक्टिस होती रहेगी. ठीक है सेतु, छोड़ दो. All right. So fine then. किस चीज का इंटरव्यू कब दूंगी? मैंने तो दे दिया इंटरव्यू. अरे एडमिशन फाइनल लिस्ट निकली तभी बताया ना. All right. Okay. Fine. Yes, of course, HR. That's something I always wanted to do. The incentive to withhold the findings, so that we understood what's the major context of the passage. Let's first finish the passage, guys. उसके बाद मैं रुक जाऊंगी last के 15 minutes. आप लोग पूछ लेना आपको जो भी questions पूछना है, ठीक है? All right. So when it coming back to the passage, so we understood the major context that the author is continuously pinpointing the thing that क्योंकि इतना time लगता है हमें उन एक्चुअल साइंटिस्ट के रिसर्च को पढ़ने में, इस वजह से इस नॉलेज गैप की वजह से बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. और क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, दैट कम्स आउट इन दीज एग्जांपल्स. जीका क्राइसिस, डू यू नो दैट जीका वाज अ वेरी वेरी फेमस disease. Okay, so Zika crisis, sponsors of the research had to persuade the publishers to declare that the scientists would not be penalized for releasing their findings early. मतलब क्या कर रहे थे साइंटिस्ट लोग, काम कर रहे थे इस पे कि क्या क्या करने से इसके सिम्टम्स हम लोग पहचान सकते हैं, क्या क्या करने से उसके मेडिकेशंस फास्टर एंड बेटर हो सकते हैं, थिंग्स लाइक दैट. ओके fine, things like that. So they were continuously talking about researchers are continuously finding out कि क्या करने से better होगा, but उनकी इस चीज को review करना, finalize करना and then publish करके जनरल ऑडियंस तक पहुंचाने में जो टाइम लग रहा था, इसकी वजह से बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी और डिजीज और भी ज्यादा फैलते जा रहा था. सो व्हाट डिड द अदर्स डू, द स्पॉन्सर्स ऑफ द रिसर्च स्टार्टेड टू परसुएड the publishers of the journals to not to penalize the scientists अगर उन लोग पब्लिश करने से पहले अपनी फाइंडिंग्स या अपनी रिसर्च वर्क का कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन दूसरे लोगों को दे देते हैं. करेक्ट सेतु, इट वाज इन अफ्रीका. नाउ nor are the elite, okay, nor are the elite journals the guardians of the quality. मतलब ये एक एडजेक्टिव है जो हम यहाँ यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके, गार्जियंस ऑफ क्वालिटी. क्यों? क्योंकि वो इलीट जर्नल्स है ना, वो जो भी पब्लिश करते हैं वो सही होता है, थिंग्स लाइक दैट. दैट दे ऑफन क्लेम टू बी the number of papers so flawed that they need to be retracted has risen sharply in the past 2 decades. Are you getting what they are saying? Here the author is trying to put light upon the present situation of the so-called guardians of quality, the elite journals, जिन्हें पहले हम लोग we were considering them to be the best because उनके journals में published जितने भी works थे, they were considered to be 100% true and correct by fact. But nowadays, in the past 2 decades, the number of papers which are getting flawed are so much high that अब उनकी reputation पे भी author सवाल उठा रहे हैं. Fine. Now studies in the elite journals such as Nature and Science, these are the 2 names of the journals they have used, are no more statistically robust than those in the lesser journals. Please mark this comparison, this will be useful in the question. ठीक है, वैसे तो ऐसा मुझे पहले बताना नहीं चाहिए था, but still I want you people to pay attention on this. They are more statistically robust than those in the lesser journal. No more statistically robust. That means if you compare the elite journals with the normal journals, you would no more find them to be statistically robust. यानी जो भी facts and numbers उसमें present है, they are not as correct as like see, कोई नॉर्मल जर्नल में अगर गलतियां होती है, सो वी कंसिडर दैट टू बी वेरी मच नॉर्मल एंड फाइन, राइट? व्हाई डू वी डू दैट? बिकॉज वी नो दैट ओके ठीक है, नॉर्मली तो है, तो गलतियां चलती है. बट कोई इलीट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर ऐसी गलती करता है तो उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे केसेस हो जाते हैं. तो हियर दे आर ट्राइंग टू से दिस कि जो गलतियों का रेशियो है जो इलीट जर्नल्स में मिल रहा है वो इक्वल मिल रहा है कंपेयर टू द लेसर जर्नल्स. फाइन. नाउ साइंस शुड नॉट and need not be shackled by the journal publications. यानी हमें साइंस की फाइंडिंग्स, रिसर्च वर्क्स के बारे में जानने के लिए जर्नल्स तक नहीं वेट करना चाहिए, ना ही जर्नल्स को ये राइट है कि वो डेटा को अपने अकॉर्डिंग चेंज कर दे. 3 sensible reforms would ensure that the researchers' results could be communicated to more people quickly without any compromise on the quality. So the author wants this. Finally, last line में मुझे पता चल गया that what did the author tried to convey us throughout the first and the second paragraph and the coming passage as well. The author wants that whatever findings the scientists find during their process of research, that should be available to more number of people publicly, okay, without any compromise on the quality and at the same time quickly. ज़्यादा लोगों तक ये पहुंचना चाहिए, क्विकली पहुंचना चाहिए एंड विदाउट एनी कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन द क्वालिटी पहुंचना चाहिए. 3 चीजें हैं जो ऑथर को चाहिए. सो हाउ मेनी पॉइंट्स डू वी टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ? Here you would be seeing that we have a example. So the second paragraph actually has an example of Zika crisis. Then you will write delay between scientists, okay, bear my spelling, okay, research, I mean handwriting, and the public, means the time between the actual research is done and it when it reaches the public. That is what we like we've got here. And then one more comparison, huge comparison of elite publications or elite journals and lower journals, okay. Then you will write in bracket no better. Who is no better? Elite journals are no better than that. Now the next thing which I will take from here is what? That science should not be shackled. Okay. Now 3 reforms the author is going to talk about. What are they? They will be coming down in the upcoming passages. But what the author wants, we can note it down. Author wants, number 1, more people, or you can I can write it as access to more people. Number B, that there should be no compromise, so good quality. And C, fast. Okay, fast is enough for us to understand what do we need here. Now step 1, so the first reform which can actually help us out over here. So what's the first reform we see? Step 1 is for the organizations that finance the research to demand that the scientists put their academic papers along with their experimental data in publicly accessible repositories. You understand what repositories are? Repositories are the places just like public drives जहाँ पर सब कोई सब कुछ store कर सकते हैं and that is accessible to others as well. I am not sure if you people are aware of GitHub or not. GitHub is a public repository जहाँ पर आप अपने codes, अपने different चीज़ों को रख सकते हो. Whatever you want to publicly post, okay, that means अगर आप चाहते हो कि suppose आपको किसी question का answer आपके language में बात करते हैं, let's say you have solved a particular exercise of a chapter or a worksheet and you want to publish those answers publicly so that anyone who searches on internet about the answers of exercise 15 of this particular book and this exercise, so your answers will be visible to them. Wikipedia, Quora, very good Ankit, thank you. They are also examples of public repositories only जहाँ पर सारी information publicly accessible है free of cost. Very good. So along with experimental data should be present, okay, before they are sent to a journals. यानी कि this is the first reform which the author wants कि journal में अपने आराम से भेजते रहना, उस time को अपनी जगह रहने दो, but to transfer the data quickly to the audience free of cost. Yeah, Amritesh, kind of, but I am not aware of Pirate Bay, but I'm not aware of that website, but if it has something publicly accessible to all, then yes, it would be the same. Okay, so that would allow other researchers to make use of the findings without delay. Those opposed to such preprints argue. Those opposed to such preprints means preprints on the public repositories are arguing that they allow shoddy work to proliferate because it has not been peer reviewed. Shoddy means bad, okay? So जो लोग इसके अगेंस्ट आर्ग्यू कर रहे हैं, जो लोग ये बोल रहे हैं कि हमें पब्लिक रिपोजिटरीज में ऐसा कुछ नहीं डालना चाहिए, what is the argument which these people are putting forward? They are saying that even the bad work will be published which needs to be reviewed before it is published. So उस work का हम लोग क्या करेंगे? So that may surprise the physicists and the mathematicians who have been posting work to ARCIDS, which is a preprint repository only, for more than 25 years with no ill effects. So this is one example to counter example, you can say, to the argument favored in against putting it into the public repositories. Okay, that 25 years से कुछ physicists और कुछ mathematicians अपने काम एक प्रीप्रिंट रिपोजिटरी नेम्ड आर्काइव में रख रहे हैं एंड इससे कोई इल्हाम नहीं हुआ है. आफ्टर पीर रिव्यू द रिसर्च शुड बी ऑल्सो फ्रीली अवेलेबल फॉर ऑल टू रीड. Too much science, much of it is paid for from the public purse, languishes behind the paywalls. वैसे I am not aware if this is a part of your question or not, but ये एक बहुत अच्छी point of discussion and we will be having these kind of discussion sessions also. Okay, I'll do that later, not now, but we will have that as well. इसका मतलब क्या है? Is anyone getting the last line of the paragraph? It's very important. What the author wants to say here is that देखो साइंस तो हर जगह है, too much of science, okay, we are researching on something or the other, people are researching on ants, people are researching on water bottles and so many things, right? But too much of science, much of it is paid for from the public purse. Do you get that? आपको पता है जितने भी रिसर्च वर्क्स होते हैं जिसे गवर्नमेंट स्पॉन्सर करता है, तो गवर्नमेंट ने कोई एहसान कर दिया क्या? ऑफ कोर्स नॉट. गवर्नमेंट वो पैसे कहाँ से लाता है? हमारे टैक्सेस से ही लाते हैं. सो इट्स पेड फ्रॉम द पब्लिक पर्स इटसेल्फ, राइट? Yeah, all those who will be getting stipend when you will be doing your higher studies, those stipends are not a favor of government, that's a favor of the normal people. Exactly, Rishita. That's the money which we pay as our taxes, the hard earned money which we all are paying. You all will also be paying, your parents are paying it currently, and if you people are working, then you are also paying. So imagine everything is coming from public purse, yet it only languishes behind the paywalls. Paywall means subscriptions. So जैसे नेटफ्लिक्स का सब्सक्रिप्शन हो गया राइट वैसे ही आपको जर्नल्स के भी मैगजीन्स के भी सब्सक्रिप्शंस लेने पड़ते हैं. ओनली देन यू गेट एक्सेस टू दैट क्वालिटी कंटेंट. ओके, एंड you are, restricting people from reading the thing for which they have only given money indirectly. नहीं लगता अंकित. बट देयर इज अ पॉइंट. ओके, अब वो उसके बारे में बाद में डिस्कशन होगी. उस पर नहीं लगता है, डायरेक्ट टैक्स नहीं लगता है, बट देयर विल बी अदर पॉइंट्स इफ इट पासेस ऑन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट. ऑलराइट, सो too much science, much of it is paid from the public purse and languishes behind the paywall. यानी कि फिर एक फिल्टर आ जाता है जिसमें जो लोग सिर्फ उस मनी को पे करेंगे, ओनली दे विल बी एक्सेसिंग द क्वालिटी कंटेंट. ठीक है, तो इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन, दो आई एम नॉट श्योर इफ इट्स यूज्ड इन एनी ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस और नॉट. सो दिस वाज द थर्ड पैराग्राफ पीपल. इन द थर्ड पैराग्राफ वी केम अक्रॉस द फर्स्ट third paragraph. Let me write. The first reform was discussed here, that is talking about public repositories and data should be made public. That's my takeaway, only takeaway from the third paragraph. Fine. All right, step 2. Step 2 is to improve the process of peer review itself. Journals currently administer a system of organizing anonymous peer reviewers to pass the judgment on the new research, a fact they use in part to justify that their hefty subscription prices. यानी कि what they are trying to say is journals ही reviewers set up करते हैं, anonymous reviewers set up करते हैं ताकि कोई किसी को फेवर ना करे, and at the same time this is that is the reason why they are justifying their hefty means more subscription prices. So if you know this that suppose करो आपको एक आपने एक सब्सक्रिप्शन ले ली कि per month you are paying 500 rupees for a particular journal. So उस अमाउंट को जर्नल वाले कैसे कैसे जस्टिफाई करेंगे कि हम इतने पैसे कहाँ खर्च कर रहे हैं, तो वो इतने पैसे इन रिव्यूअर्स पर खर्च कर रहे हैं जो कि which who make sure that the quality content is provided to you and you people don't find any errors in that. But my favorite word, but this murky process, bad process, is prone to abuse. How? At its worst, cables of researchers are subjected to do something. Now, cable stands for some, you can say, symbolizing, or someone who is considered to be a symbolic representation. So, the symbolic representation of researchers are suspected of guaranteeing favorite or favorable reviews for each other's work. Okay, review कौन करता है? Obviously the other scientists will only review it. हाँ, exactly कौन आपका काम review करेगा ये पता नहीं होता, outer world को ऐसा लगता है. But some scientists do what? Like scientist A है, scientist B है. Scientist A बोलेगा कि scientist B को कि अगर आपके पास मेरा कोई भी work आता है तो please उसको अच्छे reviews देना और उसको pass कर देना. Scientist B will say the same thing कि अगर आपके पास मेरा कोई work आता है तो आप उसको pass कर देना. So it is better that the reviewers are named and the reviews themselves are published. यानी यहाँ पर अगर हम peer review ना करें and directly हम reviewer का name भी publish कर दे कि किसने review किया है along with the review, तब आएगा मजा, तब पता चलेगा audience को भी कि किसने किया है exactly review, तब जाकर हम लोग इस चीज को एक्चुअली जस्टिफाई कर पाएंगे कि जो भी हमें मिल रहा है वो एग्जैक्टली करेक्ट मिल रहा है, इसमें कहीं पे भी कोई भी गलती नहीं है और ना ही कोई what should I say discrepancy है. So the Gates Foundation has announced its support for an online repository where such open peer review of papers take place. तो ये journals में क्या होता है, anonymous reviews होते हैं, but यहाँ पर the author is giving us an example of Gate Foundation and he is saying that Gate Foundation एक ऐसी open repository खोल रहा है जहाँ पर peer review openly होते हैं, तो reviewer का नाम भी उसमें आता है. The repository was launched last year by the Wellcome Trust, meaning that the world's two largest medical charities have thrown their weight behind it. That means, what is the meaning of throwing weight behind it? Rishita, this one is for you. Another idiom, okay. So throwing weight behind it means कि उसको support करना, कि suppose आपको slide down नहीं कर जाओ इसलिए आप weight रख देते, या फिर paper उड़ ना जाए इसलिए आप paper weight रखते. तो throwing their weight behind it means backing it, supporting it, okay. So two largest medical charities are supporting this Gate Foundation. तो ये second reform कैसे हुआ? सेकेंड रिफॉर्म किस चीज पे फोकस कर रहा है कि रिव्यूअर का नाम भी पब्लिक होना चाहिए. सो दैट्स माय टेक अवे फ्रॉम हियर. सेकेंड रिफॉर्म which the author is saying, reviewers name should be public, open review, you can write it like that also, and give an example of Gates Foundation, EX, okay. Now coming back to my third and the last paragraph, finally, science needs to stop relying so much on the journal publication, okay, as the only recognized credential for researchers and the only path to career progression for the scientists we are talking about. So the author is saying that stop relying so much on the journal publications for recognizing any research work or for the career progression of any scientist or researcher. Tools exist that report how often a preprint has been viewed. Okay, tools exists that report how often a preprint has been viewed. Preprint means what? The same thing added into a public repository. For example, or whether a clinical data set has been cited in the guidelines for doctors. So they are giving what? They are giving us examples. That's जैसे देखो प्रीप्रिंट्स कहाँ पे काम आते हैं, जैसे कि डॉक्टर्स हैं कोई, उनको अगर आप पहले ही बता दो कि ये चीजें हैं जो हमने अपने रिसर्च में पता किया है कि ऐसे ऐसी चीजें खाने से ज्यादा रिएक्शन हो रहा है, तो इस चीज पे डॉक्टर काम करेंगे ना, इस चीज पे डॉक्टर अपनी methodology change करेंगे. Got it? A handful of firms are using artificial intelligence to access the assess, not access, assess, that means to check the scientific importance of the research irrespective of how it has been disseminated. Such approaches need encouragement. Journals may lose out, but science itself will benefit. So ओवरऑल हम देख सकते हैं कि इस जर्नल्स के प्रति ऑथर का व्यू इज नॉट सो गुड. He is constantly trying to state one single fact that we should not rely completely on journals, and that's the third reform also. So let me quickly write it down in the 5th paragraph's takeaway. That is the third reform. What is it saying? We should not rely on solely journals to judge the work and the researcher. Okay, that's all. That's all. Now we are ready with our entire passage understood. Now since you understood the entire passage with me, try going for the first question's answer. Type it down in the chat, and I will drink some water meanwhile. And yeah, don't forget to like the stream as well and share it with other people as well. Okay, do it quickly. Send me the answers in the chat. Ankit D. Setu, thank you for the claps. Jaideep D. D says, what? Scientists need peer reviewers to ensure the correctness of their research paper. Missing out on keywords. Acha, सचमुच अंकित? Avinash, hi, welcome to the session. I did not see any message from you earlier. Okay, Anu A, nice. Avinash C, okay, good. Anyone wants to change their answer? Okay. Thank you, Jaideep. It's fine. अंकित मस्ती कर रहा है, आपको पता नहीं चल रहा. All right. So, number of published articles is a measure and a tool of success for the scientists. This, okay, anyone, one second. Before I actually reveal the answer, I actually forgot to ask you a very verbal ability type question. Jaideep, okay, no, G's and Amritesh C, Setu C. Yeah, listen. Withhold means what? General question for you people. Withhold means what? I'll give you the definition, but others tell me in the chat. Withhold means what? Refuse to give something that is due to or is desired by another person. So the council withheld the payments to some contractors. Stop not giving. Stand by. Okay. So what is the reason which is a reason for the scientists to stand by their research findings? Why are the scientists taking so much of time? That is the question. Halt. Correct, Ankit. So what is leading to halt? Scientists needing peer reviews to ensure the correctness of the research papers is responsible for this, or something else. No popular journal will publish findings that have already been declared. That's out of context. Scientists earn money by publishing articles in famous journals. That's not a reason why they delay the or withhold the research findings. Now the interesting thing is, okay, see, listen, those who gave the answer C, Setu G is Amritesh. Money is not a reason why they are they are halting or they are withholding the research findings. Okay, Setu. The number of published articles is a measure and a tool of success for a scientist. That's why they don't prefer publishing it in the public repositories and handing it over to the people for free, because अगर वो ऐसा कर देंगे तो कोई उनके जर्नल्स पढ़ेगा ही नहीं, और अगर लोग उनके आर्टिकल्स और जर्नल्स नहीं पढ़ते, so that might affect their success, that might affect their success and popularity. Now come to option D. Scientists need peer reviews to ensure the correctness of their research paper. Is this the reason for holding out their research findings and not giving it out to others? No, this is just a keyword game they have played with you people. D will not be the correct answer. Our correct answer for this question will be A. Okay? A will be the right answer here. Now we will go down to the other question. So question number 2, try it out yourself. Author's view, inference based question. Now those who get this right, I would really clap for you people, okay? What is the author's view on the quality of papers published in famous journals? Trust Ankit, why do you always do this? Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and I was just about to give you the two options which are a 50-50 here, and how this question is not just a VA question, I mean, not just a verbal ability RC question, verbal question, but also a decision making question, just like we were doing in the previous sessions. Setu says it's C, Ankit says it's B. Others? Rishita says it's C. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ankit, come on, yaar. B is not the answer. They are good by the virtue of being selected by for the publication by these journals, and that is author's view on the publication papers. Not really. They are talking like author is obviously not happy about the famous journals. No, तो कोई भी तरह का positive sentence is never going to be my answer. Publishers do not satisfactorily check them. ये भी गलत बात है, क्योंकि वो satisfactorily चेक करने में इतना टाइम लगा देते हैं, फर्स्ट थिंग, एंड स्टिल दिस पॉइंट इज नॉट मेंशन्ड इन द पैसेज आल्सो कि ये satisfactorily चेक कर रहे हैं या नहीं. सो इवन ऑप्शन डी गोज अवे. Now look at A and C. Look at A and C. Aren't they almost same? They are worse than papers published elsewhere, and they are no better than papers published elsewhere. No better and worse. Which is your answer? C or A? Final answer. C or A? Uh, no one has given a A actually. Wow. You people are genius and you people deserve claps. Very, very good. You know, that's the most confusing part, and you people just did it so nicely. I'm proud of you all. Very good. They are no better than the papers published elsewhere, is what we already discussed, that the elite journals are not doing any good work compared to the local or the normal journals. But when we are saying they are worse than the other papers, this is a little out of context. Hi Ankush, good afternoon. Welcome to the session. And you came with the right answer. That's good. Okay, well done. You people are really doing an awesome job. I appreciate it. Very, very good. And is it because I explained the passage to you? Oh my god, taking credit. All right, question number 3 and the last question for the day. Try this out, everyone. You can try this question and let me know the answer. Why is the author appreciating the repository launched by Gates Foundation? The options might look very, very close, but it's still an easy one to do. So sweet. Thank you so much, Rishita. Okay. Come on, Setu. I was just doing it intentionally. Thank you. All right. And yeah, this is the last question. So some people who were asking me something when I was explaining the passage, no, if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat. I'll just do it after the question. Okay, Ankit, A. Others? I have seen that Ankit is too quick in judging the answers. It's not about right or wrong, Ankit, but it's good that you take less time, but sometimes this can be harmful for you as well. Why don't you just spend some more time, analyze it? At least classes are the best places where you can analyze. No one is putting a clock or a timer on your head and asking you to do it in a specific time interval. So you can practice that when you give a mock or do a exercise by yourself. But right now when you're in a class, take some time to analyze every option. That's the only benefit we have. मेरे ऊपर है अच्छा जी C, Shine A, Anu C, Rishita C. Okay, let's eliminate option B and D because no one is going close to B and D. So it's supported by the only two medical charities, only two gone. The publication in this repository are not motivated by financial or personal gain, nowhere written in the passage out of scope. Now comes A and C. So Avinash A, Jaideep C, and Amritesh C. It allows the findings of the paper to become public much before its actual publication. Okay, and option C says it ensures that the reviews are satisfactorily done by publishing the names of the reviewers. So option C is talking about reviewers' name. Option A is talking about publicly available, okay, before its actual publication. Read the full line. Now I'll go back to my passage and show you paragraph number 4. So here we have process of peer review. Here we have favorable reviews. Better that the reviewers are named. Reviewers are named in one line above this. GATE Foundation. So, the GATE Foundation has announced its support for an online repository where such open peer review papers take place. Are they talking about just publicly making the things available before they are published, or they are talking about open peer review? So what is the speciality of Gates Foundation? Open peer review. That means anyone who reviews it, that name will get published. So we got our answer. It's not A, it's C. This was surely a difficult passage to take up, which I will never recommend you people to do in the round one. Go for the easy ones, and I have repeatedly told you people, first again for this question also, claps for the ones who gave C as the answer. And one more thing, again a same repeated thing which I'm telling right now also, management exams are about your smartness, how smart you are in picking up the easy questions and making it up to the cutoff. That's what they are searching for. They are not searching for a superpower or a superhuman who will come and get the entire paper correct and they will within the given time, and you people will be like, okay, we are taking you into the college without any interview and GDPI round. No, that's not the case. Okay, fine. So remember, if you are planning to get into a B school, you have to increase your level of smartness at the same time, your common sense also. You have to search for the questions which are easy, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you will not prepare yourself for the hard questions. Only if you prepare yourself for the hard questions, you would be at that standard where something is moderate for you but difficult for others. So अपने standards को बढ़ाने के लिए तो हमें difficult questions practice करने ही होंगे ना. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the session. Today we did 3 questions and a very nice passage. इससे भी ज़्यादा difficult passage Tuesday आएगा. Okay, same small length passage, 3 questions, but interesting होगा. Let's see how you score in that. Okay, and tomorrow we will be having a class at 1:30 p.m. Okay, and most probably either we'll do probability part 2 or we will be taking a DI session tomorrow. Most probably DI session. Okay. Thank you so much, Setu, Ankit. Thank you, Shayan. Ma'am, which domain would be best, marketing or business analytics in MBA? That totally depends upon your choice. Amritesh, a very honest review I'm going to tell you. MBA is not about मार्केट में क्या डिमांड चल रहा है. मार्केट में क्या डिमांड चल रहा है के अकॉर्डिंग अगर आप अपनी स्किल्स को चेंज करना चाहते हो तो इट्स ओके, बट अगर आपकी खुद की कोई पर्सनल liking है towards either marketing or business analytics or something else, then please pursue that. जरूरी नहीं है कि hefty numbers ही आपको at the end of the day खुश रखें, ठीक है? Like hefty numbers, I mean the salary. You can also be happy by what you are doing throughout. Like see, if you are doing MBA, that means you would be staying in the management domain only, no? उसके बाद तो आप डोमेन ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं करोगे. So you are going to work in that domain for the rest of your life. So remember, whatever you are doing, it should be something you like. And ये प्रवचन नहीं है, सच है. हाँ, you do that in such a good way कि आपको automatically वहाँ promotions मिलते रहे and you are at par with the other people. Okay, thank you so much. आज खुशी ज़्यादा से ही हो गई है. आज खुशी कुछ ज़्यादा से हो गई है. किस चीज़ से? आज रिया तो प्रेजेंट नहीं है. रिया की तबीयत खराब है and G is very informative. Thank you. Question number 1, Rishita, what is the level of verbal ability in CAT and XAT? Verbal ability in XAT is a little more higher than the CAT. CAT has a very difficult DILR section to be dealing off with, which is not there in the XAT. But in CAT, the LR and DI is the only difficult part. VA is doable, but XAT VA is difficult. And how many RCs will be there in XAT? That I don't remember the number exactly. कितने RCs थे? 5, 5 I guess. You can check the last year paper, no Rishita? They are all available on the internet. I just don't want to give you any number which is not correct, so I don't remember that. So you can just go and download the past year paper, anyone, okay? And you will get the exact number there. Okay, one more. Let me read the messages carefully. I don't want to miss out on any like anything. Perfect class. Thank you, Anu. Questions आज पहली बार सब सही हुए. वाह अनु, very nice, very good. अनु जीपे कर दो. ये तो ग्रुप में हमारी बस गूगल पे की ही चर्चे रहते हैं. Okay, you got it, Amritesh. 100 रुपए का. हाँ. What is the difficulty level of quants? Is it easier than the CAT? No, at par. At par, same. But the thing is, that is a little more formula oriented than CAT. You understand what is the meaning of formula oriented? Like take the examples of geometry. Geometry के formulas अगर आपको याद है तो questions बन जाएंगे और वो questions आप ZAT में आपको scoring हो जाएंगे. But when it comes to CAT, they are a little picky in it, and geometry के साथ साथ they will just add a twist of either number system or something like that to it, थोड़ा सा उसको confusing करने के लिए. So they are not direct formula oriented questions in CAT, but there are direct formula questions from in XAT in quants. No, that's totally fine, Rishita. I am happy to answer all the questions. RCs करने होंगे, सारे RCs नहीं करने होंगे, बिल्कुल नहीं. That depends upon you कि आपका VA section कैसा जा रहा है. If you are confident enough कि आपने VA section में जो भी attempt किया है that is more or less correct, then you can reduce the number of RCs. But मेरा मानना है that in this case what happens is that verbal में जो हमें सही लगता है वो सही होता नहीं है always. So RCs attempt ज़्यादा करना is a better way of dealing with verbal section. हाँ बिल्कुल. Learning any foreign language will get an advantage for the profile. If you are going for IIFT, 100% plus for you, Amritesh. And at the same time, this will also be a good profile builder for you. Definitely not something which they are surely looking forward to, but at the same time, if you have done it, then that's a plus. Okay. मैम ज्योमेट्री में टाइम स्पीड घुसा देते हैं. एग्जैक्टली. यस अंकित. रितेश लैटिन सीख लो. Okay, fine then. So that looks like you don't have any more questions, so I will be winding up the session for today. हाँ, सब लैंग्वेज सीख लो बेटर, उसके बाद सब कुछ मिलाकर एक साथ एक सेंटेंस बोलना, किसी को समझ में नहीं आएगा, कोडिंग डिकोडिंग की क्वेश्चन बन जाएगी. फाइन. Okay, then see you tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. most probably with a DI session. And the things which I shared on the Telegram, कल मैंने आपको कैट की और जैट के लिए जो बेसिक LR और DI के basic doesn't means easy question, basic here means जो बेसिक टॉपिक्स के नेम है वो शेयर किए थे. एंड उन सारे टॉपिक्स को कवर करने के बाद ही हम कंबाइंड टॉपिक्स लेंगे. कंबाइंड टॉपिक्स यानी जैसे कि आपके कैट एंड जैट में आता है. ओके, जहाँ पे 2-3 चैप्टर्स को मिला दिया जाता है. ओके, ऑल राइट, थैंक यू सो मच अमृतेश, थैंक यू. रुचिता, आप प्लीज कुछ ऐसी चीजें बता दो जिससे जैट अच्छा हो जाए, इफ नॉट कैट. डिसीजन मेकिंग, रिशिता, डिसीजन मेकिंग इज द की. बहुत सारे वीडियोस हैं मेरे चैनल पे, आप अभी से काम कर सकते हो. मैंने सोचा है कि आइदर द एंड ऑफ दिस मंथ और डेफिनेटली फ्रॉम 1 डिसीजन मेकिंग भी एक सेशन इन 2 weeks और 1 week आई विल बी डेफिनेटली कीपिंग दैट. ओके, all right, thank you so much for your time everyone. I will be seeing you all tomorrow at 1:30 then. अंकित मैम, आपने DIR की PDF नहीं भेजी ग्रुप पे, कौन सी PDF भेजी थी बता देना टेलीग्राम पे. ओके अंकित, मैं भेज दूंगी अगर कुछ मेरे एंड से मिसिंग है तो. All right, good night. Oh yeah, Setu is going for a nap, afternoon nap. Okay, bye bye everyone, take care, see you.